Mission Elite. It's Arisza again, your licensed clinical social worker, business coach, private practice owner who's built multi-six-figure businesses from the ground up. And I've spent the last decade and a half helping mental health professionals grow their practices, scale their income, and create the life they deserve. I'm also over there in my other channel helping people get licensed. So if you want to, or if you know someone, maybe you're providing supervision, or better yet, maybe you are about to test and you just want to know a little bit about private practice before you jump in and pass that exam. Check me out on my other channel. It is LCSW Vibes. That is where I'm throwing it down and I'm doing my other favorite thing of all times, and that is helping people pass this LCSW and LMSW exam. All right, but let's stay on topic with what we're here to discuss today. Here we talk about business strategies, marketing tips, and mindset shifts to help you go from feeling overwhelmed to elite. Yes. So if you're ready to take your practice to the next level, let's jump in. Today, we're doing episode 2. Yes, I'm breaking these down to episodes. So this is episode 2, and this episode is called, Can You Start a Practice Without Business Acumen? Listen to this video and I'm going to let you know if it's something that you can do. Because I have seen over the years that many mental health professionals try to jump into business because they're really good at what they do. They see the money, they know they want to do it, but they have no business sense whatsoever. They've never read a business book. They've never had a mentor. They've never had any guidance, any support, or anything as it pertains to business. So it makes things a little bit tricky and a little bit more difficult when it comes down the line to formulating a plan so they can be successful. So just notice, being a skilled therapist is the foundation. But let's be real, that's only half the game. Private practice is still a business. And if you don't learn how to run a business, you're going to stay stressed, stuck, or struggling. The 3 S's. No matter how amazing you are in a session. Get it? Stress, stuck, struggling, session, all 4 S's. So I'm going to bring this full circle so you can be successful and not fall in the traps that many other people do. Remember, guys, this ain't shade, it's truth. And truth helps you grow. So today we're unpacking why business acumen matters just as much as having clinical excellence and how to build it without a business degree. Yes, I'm not telling you guys to go back to school and get your MBA or go get your associates in business and all that extra stuff. I'm going to give you the tools and the source right here to help you get started. Now, what you do with that information, that's on you. So what business acumen really means? Some of you probably have never even heard of acumen and like what it means, and you're like, what the heck? So I'm going to break it down slowly. Business acumen isn't about spreadsheets and suits and understanding the flow of money or the structure of operations. It's all of that. It's understanding the flow of the money. It's understanding how to structure and how to operate your business, and how to also make smart decisions that keep your business thriving, that keeps your business healthy. So some key areas that every private practice owner needs to understand is this: revenue versus profit, and why profit matters. You also need to understand marketing and branding. In addition to that, taxes. Yes, guys, tax season just ended. Taxes and money tracking, absolute must know how. Client acquisition and retention, hella important. Legal and ethical business practices, a must. So the risk of not knowing the business side can be really challenging. Let me tell you about a colleague who was an incredible clinician, but they ended up closing up shop because they couldn't pay their taxes and they didn't plan for it. So this is what happened. I've had someone recently, they were heavy into a certain insurance company, and that insurance company stopped paying them for several months because they were behind in backlog. As a result, they couldn't continue to run their business. So they had to close their doors. Maybe it's temporarily, but that one insurance company had complete control of their business. That is not a smart business plan. But that is an example that happens all the time in private practice. Me, for instance, I've had insurance companies not pay me for 6 to 8 months. I've had my main bulk insurance company go months without paying them. I'm going in reserves. I'm pulling out personal cash funds. I'm doing everything to make sure I'm paying my team because I was not prepared for that. So that is important, guys. You have to learn from other people's mistakes and understand what to do so you don't end up in these situations. So here's some risks that are included with not knowing certain things. You could be undercharging or have inconsistent pricing, which is really important. I have some insurance companies that pay me way lower, even lower than what I'm paying people hourly. That is a problem. So you need to constantly know what to do in those situations and how to handle it so you'll be proactive and not finding out things after the fact. Missed tax payments or legal mishaps. I've had years where I'm paying backlog on taxes, having a payment plan where I'm paying a certain amount each month to make sure I'm up on my taxes. Because first year business or so, I wasn't into that. When I was making all this money, super excited. Then when I saw that tax bill, I'm like, hold up, wait. I was going to start rapping for you guys. But I just couldn't handle it after that. I'm like, wait a minute, something got to give. So that is why I have now a payroll company, someone that does my bookkeeping, someone that keeps me on track with my taxes. I meet with them quarterly. Is an expense? Absolutely right. But I'm paying so I don't have to pay a whole lot later. That is the clue, guys. So another thing is having no boundaries. Burnout, business collapse. And I remember when I first started my practice, I was working 50, 60 hours a week. You couldn't pay me to do that now because I learned that if I'm the burnt out Arisza is not the good Arisza. And we're not growing, we're not elevating, we're not getting anywhere when I'm burnt out and I'm not able to provide to my clients, my team, or anyone that needs me in that capacity. Another thing is not knowing your numbers. And that is a big thing for me. That's why it's really, really important about the EHR system that you choose and pick. And also, I use a CMR, like a client management relationship system. It is absolutely amazing. I'm going to drop the link in the bio. You must check it out. This is a game changer. It keeps track of all your clients. It allows you to know who to follow up. You can actually follow up with them in the system because this is different on your EHR. You have an EHR and then you probably have this old spreadsheet to keep your client's name and a tracker and all that stuff. And that's cool, but that can be a little outdated. So as you elevate, you must elevate your systems. And that is something that I chose to do. So it's called the Better Client Care.
Amy is a small business owner juggling everything, from marketing to therapy to admin work. She's overwhelmed and struggles to grow her business while keeping up with client communication. Then she discovers Better Client Care, an all-in-one CRM that unifies her inbox, automates follow-ups, tracks leads, handles missed calls, and simplifies invoicing and reviews. With Better Client Care, Amy gets more clients, saves time, ranks higher on Google, and finally enjoys a dream vacation in Bora Bora.
System is amazing. I can definitely give you a tutorial or do a video on that just to show you how it works, but it is a game changer. And I can't imagine when a client comes in, it goes to that system. I'm able to text them, email them, send bulk emails and bulk texts to clients at the same time. I'm able to run, if you do different types of businesses, I'm able to run funnels. I'm able to run certain campaigns. I'm able to add courses in there, content. Anything you need is just an all-in-one business system, and it's built specifically for therapists at hand. So that is important. You must know your numbers so you can be successful and you can elevate and get to certain places and certain levels. Another thing is what you don't know can absolutely cost you. And that's the realest thing whoever wrote it said. What you don't know will cost you. That is a fact. It ain't no ifs, it ain't no ands, it ain't no buts about it. If you don't know something, it's going to cost you in the long haul. So trust and believe. You can try to do this thing on your own and try to figure it out and piece stuff together. You ain't going to get far. Or either it's like a marathon. You might run the first few laps, but then after that, you're done. And with a marathon, you got several laps to run. So you must be mindful of knowing the things ahead of time or figuring out who to go to so you can get them. All right, so here are some common mistakes that private practice owners make. Pricing emotionality, not strategically. So setting fees based on guilt, comparing to others, or the fear of being rejected and people not being able to do it. Another thing is not factoring your overhead, your taxes, your PTO, your sick days, or better yet, your admin time, or your salary or the hourly rate that you're paying your people. Then you have an EHR system. Then you have your liability insurance. And then you have ads that you have to run so you can keep the cases going. Then you have people who help with the marketing. There's so many expenses that come into private practice. It can be overwhelming. But most people go into private practice because they're like, oh my God, it's such a low overhead. This is the easiest business to do. I'm here to tell you that's not correct. It's easy to start out with, but it's not easy to maintain without spending money and putting a lot of systems and things in place. Another thing is maybe not having any written policies or contracts. That is what I love about my coaching program, is that I'm providing you with the policies, I'm providing you with the contracts, I'm providing you with the forms. It's like a do-it-for-you program where you just click change your company name and put all that stuff in there and you're good to go. Super easy. I even have someone in my coaching program that builds the websites for therapists, set things up, show them how to run their Google ads. He can run the Google ads for you. It's like a whole team thing. I have somebody that does credentialing, that's the expertise in that area. They can break it down, help you with that. Even if you want billing done, we have support in those things. So it's just an all-around thing, and you have to connect. I'm not telling you to connect with me, because I'm already where I want to be and where I plan on going, because I put stuff in place and systems in place, and I work with people who are going to help me continue to elevate. But for you, you have to figure out what's going to work for you. You can do it on your own. You can search around. You can find mentors. You can find guidance. Find whatever you need to do to be successful. That is a fact. It doesn't matter who, but it matters that you do. Another thing is not tracking your income and expenses. Like, if you don't know your numbers, you don't really know your business. So you could use a simple spreadsheet or software like QuickBooks and things like that. That's something that I use, but you definitely got to know the numbers. And then no financial buffer. One slow month and people start panicking. They're like, oh my God, I don't have anybody coming in. It's a slow month. Clients are calling, canceling. Oh my God. So you got to have an emergency fund or some kind of revenue strategy when those things happen. I know every month when it's slow and when it's coming. I can be proactive and I can let my team know. For those that care, some like the slow time because it lets them slow down. But that is something that you must know. And then also not having a clear offer or a niche. That is a huge one. As a therapist, you can't see everybody and you can't provide everything to everyone. So that leads to confusion and it leads to burnout. So you need to know the clientele and the niche and the population you're going to work with. So now let's get into the meat of this thing. How to build business acumen without an MBA. How are you going to do this? There are podcasts. They have a podcast called Therapy for Your Money. They have podcasts on leadership. They have podcasts on business development. There's books out there, Profit First, The E-Myth, Do Less, Earn More. I am a YouTube fanatic, so Myron Golden is my go-to all day. There's a few other ones that I'll throw in the chat. If you want to know, just ask me in the comment section. But I listen to them all day, and they help motivate me and elevate me to get to levels that I never even knew or thought about getting to, because I didn't have anybody else to tap into it to help me. So sometimes you have to have a mentor from afar. A lot of times we try to stick in our circle with our people and other people who know that are doing things, but they might be doing things, but not to the level that you're trying to do it. And that's what I've learned. I have some amazing people in my circle, but there's certain places that I'm trying to go. Well, I'm not going to say trying. There's certain places that I'm going where I need to be with people who have already went there, so they can help me because they paved the way and they made things a lot easier to help me on my path and my journey. Another thing is coaching. That's what I'm talking about. You got to get in the rooms where the business is being taught. You have to have that professional mindset, that business mindset. So I spend about 75% of my time outside of running my businesses listening to leadership development, reading books, and doing things of that nature to help elevate me and get me to the next level. I attend workshops, I take courses, I join communities, I invest in myself all year long. It ain't no slipping over here, baby. That master's degree did not stop, and I'm almost through with a PhD, but trust and believe, is nothing stopping me from elevating my mind when it comes to a business sense and getting me to another place. So I urge you to invest in programs that are tailored for therapists. Look for peer masterminds, look for those types of groups, look for those types of communities. I actually have an amazing community for my test prep group, and I'm starting a community for therapists who have like minds and visions and maybe just need that extra support of people who they can build with. So that is something that I'm doing. Of course, I'm going to tap into the people who get coaching with me or who have had coaching with me or who I've helped over the years start their practices, but I will elevate and probably open it up to the general public and for others to join. So stay on the lookout for that. As long as you stay on this channel, you're going to stay in the know. Another thing is daily, weekly practices to build your acumen. Could be like Fridays, you review your numbers. Mondays are my admin days. Track session counts. Like, oh, we did 100 sessions this week, but last week we did 70. Or the week before that, we did 130. What's going on with the inconsistency in these session counts? Why are we so high one week and then low the other? What's going on with the client cancellation? Who has turnover, more turnover than others? Who, every time I assign them a case, it doesn't go through? If I assigned 100 cases this month and only 40 of the clients were seen, that's less than a 50% intake. I'm spending money on ads. I'm spending money on here. You have to understand that. You have to journal, write it out, do whatever you need to do, but make sure you keep track of your wins, your losses, and your lessons that you learn each and every week as it comes to growing your business. So guys, I hope this was helpful. And remember, you don't have to have it all figured out. but you do have to take it seriously because you didn't come this far to just run a stressful, confusing, and broke ass business. And if you definitely didn't become a therapist so you could be the worst boss, that's not what we did here. So I want you to think about all the things that I said in this video. Think about what hit home, what you feel like you need to work on better. Which part of the business side overwhelms you the most? Drop it in the comment sections. I promise you're not alone, and I'm going to provide you the resources to help you get to the next level. It also helps give me really good ideas on my next videos and what I can do to help you elevate. So subscribe, make this your home, share the video with a fellow therapist who needs to hear it. And if you're ready to tighten up your practice, hit the link in the description where you can get some coaching, some courses, and just join a community of like-minded people. I've got options to support you. Until the next one, be blessed.